And who needs Alan Moore when we have Comedy Mark?
Огонь на подавление! Враг сзади по левому флангу! Огонь! Врач! Они...
Salam alaikum, bitches. It's me, your man, Commie Mark, your friendly neighborhood communist. Welcome to another episode of Russian Troll Factory. Joining me as ever this week, the first comrade of the revolution. Welcome to the show, stencilized Yan Provincello comrade. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
Great.
I was just going to say I'm coming from a different location, so we've expanded to to another location.
You're our roving reporter this week. On location at one of the election battlegrounds.
I'm on the battle bus, as they say.
Let's move on from that. Thanks. Yeah. Also, of course, Piper is here. Hello, Piper. Welcome. Are you good? Do you have anything better to open with than fumbled opening thus far?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, all right. We all good. We Gucci.
No, not dead. Every week that I don't die is another successful week.
I mean, this is true. Scientifically accurate.
I did actually go to somewhere which was quite depressing. Well, kind of in a way because I'm leaving as well. But the company I work for, they had a huge complex down in Brighton, near the town just outside Brighton. 5 buildings, used to employ about 2,000 people there. I went there today. There's 5 people in the entire complex. You're probably the same size as like a football stadium. This complex is, and there's 5 people, or just empty offices, just with everything just left. Everything's just still there. They just went, we don't need you anymore.
Wow, that actually sounds like fun. You have like this whole building. You just like.
Oh, you mean if you're one of the 5? Yeah, sure.
Fun to be one of the 5 in this giant building. Yeah. never
Well,
have to talk to your
didn't
coworkers
copy that
ever
one.
or see them.
I went into this one room because I was looking for this certain piece of equipment, and there was one guy at the bottom, and I walked past all these desks, rows and rows, and I was like, where is everybody? And he went, "You're all gone, man. It's just me left." And I'm going at the end of the month. And I was like, wow.
Oh, okay.
Everybody out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, Billy is out this week. No Billy this week. He's busy doing real work. And of course, Kenzo is here, our new recurring panelist or whatever. Hello.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Mm-hmm.
We have like a really cool thing lined up in the future that we can't talk about. It's so annoying. But keep your eyes open for that. Mr. Solomon in the chat says commie time. Oh, because we were super late on it. Or super late. 10 minutes maybe. Jimmy Godfrey says a bit of good old-fashioned fascism could probably get this show running on time. And never claimed to be Mussolini and never said it together on time. She Goblin's here as well. Hello, everyone who's popping up. Lots of stuff to talk about this week. Not just in the world of internet drama or whatever. I've got some real life kind of drama-y things that I want to look at to get us kicked off, if you don't mind. The first one that I want to show you this week, let me find it, is Jan, you remember the post office scandal? We boringly talked about that before on the show.
Yes.
Well, this week, this one. Okay, look. So, the post office doxed the 555 postmasters that they went after, to put in jail.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Ay.
Ay.
But it's okay because they said they were sorry.
They blamed it on somebody who had left the company. They're like, he doesn't work here anymore, so it's okay.
Our bad. They're bad.
If there was anyone that you should be able to trust with your postal information, it's the post office. It's outrageous. Yeah, so, that's a real life doxing of 555 people by a company or whatever. So that's doxing, but this is internet drama in real life, and I want to show you this video.
Uh-oh.
On him!
Yep. See, that's the British policing at its finest.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is the Surrey police running over a cow.
A young one, too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, but apparently the cow had been acting in a threatening manner towards people.
Yeah, I definitely got that feeling when they were all laughing.
That person running away, that cow had actually been stalking that person previous. I
mean, we don't know the background of the cow, But...
Oh my god.
We can neither confirm nor deny that cow, the lady there, the cow said sir, and the person there went, it's ma'am, and that's where it all kicked off from there.
Oh. Yeah. The cow misgendered somebody. Oh, shit. Yeah. Should have hit him harder. Oh my god.
I mean, I've come across some menacing cows. I've never really come across a cow from Surrey, so I can't really comment on it. But you know, if they're going to act in a threatening manner, the best thing you can do, guys, is call the police. You know, they seem to know exactly what to do in a situation like this.
Like, why did no one? So dumb. Like, why would you be like, let's just hit it with the car?
Bruv, this ain't fucking America. No cunt is gonna come out their house with a lasso, right, and try and fucking wrangle a cow in Surrey. What the fuck? This ain't Texas, bruv.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's true. Everybody in America has a lasso, and they just come out there and rope the cow, come out their apartments and stuff. Like, I got this. And that's just assuming the cops don't get it with their lassos first. Wanted for murder.
Well, I want to know where all the animal rights, like what they called, not Extinction Rebellion. What was the other one?
Pizza.
No, the one which stopped the Grand National.
The cow was carrying it.
Just stop oil.
No, there was one with the animal rights one, which want us to stop eating animals. They're all the same people. They just change every year to a different.
Just wear different t-shirts.
Yeah. I'm surprised they weren't involved in this.
Well, Jimmy Godfrey says the cow was probably guilty of hate speech. So that's probably why.
He could have had outstanding words.
Damn. It was wanted for murder, so got a license for that potato peeler. Yeah, so that was the British police running over a cow. Like, I look forward to the impending Cow Lives Matter movement that's going to come out of this. That'll be interesting.
Well, interestingly, it's where Ali G was. The Ali G character was from.
I'm sorry.
It's from
Staines.
Yeah, the Staines massive on it. Well, talking of big fat cows, Rebel Wilson's been in the news this week.
No.
Good segue.
Oh boy.
Called RTF for a reason.
So this story piqued my interest because Rebel Wilson's autobiography was published with some of the text blacked out. Like, and my immediate response to that is, oh, they're trying to cover something up or cancel. Like, this is a freedom of speech issue. Like, why isn't she allowed to write the words of her own book?
It's classified information.
Yeah, it's something like classified. Look, here's a picture of it. Like,
oh my goodness, that's a lot.
And in other countries, Australia, I think this entire page is like totally blank.
Oh wow!
So, in the UK, like, we don't know what that says, but it's so dumb because the internet's like international or whatever,
right?
So she was talking about Sacha Baron Cohen, who you just mentioned,
Wow.
Right. And his alleging that she was mistreated on the set of Grimsby, the Brothers Grimsby, whatever that film's called, like the one with the two of them in. Like, and she says, like, oh, he was trying to make me feel. He was making a joke out of me being fat, like in the movie, like. But you read the script about that. But the biggest allegation that I can't find right now is that there was a scene and he was bending over with his pants down and he was saying to her, just put your finger in my ass.
Oh wow.
And that's what they're trying to cover up. And the allegation that Sacha Baron Cohen asked her to finger his bumhole on the set of those Grimsby.
It's a totally reasonable request.
So
That's what Mark asked. That's why we were late.
It is kind of funny to black out the text in the physical book in certain areas as if somebody else couldn't just type out what it said.
yeah,
Has that ever happened before?
Pardon?
Has that ever happened before to a book? Like just a regular like memoir book?
Having
What you mean?
I
They
can't.
had to censor out that someone's bum potentially going to get fingered.
Well, like any of the text just being blacked out like that, I can't recall that being
I remember having Fungus the Bogeyman as a kid, and there was literal whole panels blacked out.
Huh.
But, yeah, I think that's because they were too gross for children, I guess. So they censored it.
I mean, I can understand that. It's kind of weird to do it in like a memoir or a biography or an autobiography or anything like that, though, to just black it out. Especially if you're only blacking it out for sales in like one particular area, not the entire world.
And why wouldn't you just cut it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it stands out more when you black it out like that.
Yeah, but it makes people want to know what's in there, you know? Like, I certainly wanted to know what was behind them black panels in Fungus the Bogeyman. So,
right? You immediately are going to go and look for...
And I didn't really
details.
give a shit about this story until you showed me, and it had the blacked out pages, and then it kind of piqued my interest. So,
yeah.
It certainly worked as a technique.
Do you think they're both in it together? Think it's a false flag and they're both in on it together?
How so? Elaborate.
What, like it's a work, like it's a bit, like they set it up.
Yeah, it's false flag. It's false flag operation. So she said this happened. So people are talking about her book and buying the book, even though it never. They're both in on it to make drama, to cause like media traction.
There's the exact quote. Claimed that Baron Cohen asked her to stick your finger up my butt but when she pointed out that it wasn't in the script, she claimed he said, "Look, I'll just pull down my pants. You just stick your finger up my butt. It'll be a really
It'd be really funny." Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure that with modern prosthetics and the stuff, that wouldn't be a real finger going up somebody's butthole, surely.
I think Alex agrees with you. He's saying it's a false bum flagging.
Yeah.
All right. So, warmed up now, I guess. We are here to talk about this Rekieta business. Like we talked about it behind the scenes already.
Speaking of fingers up butts.
But before we get to that, still more like teasing and sizzles or whatever, I want to talk about the launch of Gooding, which was today or whatever.
The surprise launch.
Yeah, that's just watch the trailer for it.
I'm Cato Gooding, owner and operator of Gooding Services. I've done work all around the city of Flores Park, but there's a reason why we're based out of Shadow Valley.
What's that?
The city has its police force and Alpha Corps. It even has superheroes that patrol the streets. They're more than capable of dealing with various threats. Shadow Valley is full of hard...
I need to pause it to say something. Like, they've done a good job of, like, getting the most animation out of the least animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just a few parallaxing still shots and, like 3 or 4 frame stuff.
Yeah.
Did he say why they're from somewhere, but they work somewhere else.
No, just that.
They're not from Florida. Yeah, they work in the next town over.
But they didn't say why.
Oh, that's because he paused it.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued.
That the city The city has its police force and Alpha Corps. It even has superheroes that patrol the streets. They're more than capable of dealing with various threats. Shadow Valley is full of hardworking, honest people. It's unfortunate that the city acts like you don't even exist.
Lee's car plows into that cow.
It's going to be a prominent character in.
Yeah.
It's gonna come back for revenge.
He saved that cow from the police. I think that's.
Let's be honest, the city allocates little resources for Shadow Valley. That's why they're so late to respond to issues. Good people deserve good service. For our great citizens, we provide it all. From firefighting to criminal investigations, you can count on Gooding Services.
Gooding Services has a bundle for all budgets. You can be fully protected with emergency response for just $49.99.
You have a thought on that, Jan? Paying for your emergency services.
Well, we already do pay for them, don't we?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
this for.
My initial reaction on seeing this was just pay your taxes. Like, building this whole universe culminating in this, like, libertarian fantasy or whatever. Like, just pay your taxes instead.
So
like,
is it kind of like pay as you go monthly subscription for security services kind of thing? That's what I'm gathering, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. Like, the pay a monthly fee of $49.99, and should any trouble befall you, then Gooding will, come and save the day.
That's pretty sad for all the people that don't have that money. What does he do? Just go, nope, your barn's burning down. Sorry about your luck.
It's not the worst. Not the worst animation I've ever seen. Speculate, how much do you think he's paying for these?
Wow, I have no idea. Like, I don't have enough knowledge about how much it would cost.
Saying six-figure sums. Like, I would have thought you could get a lot more done for that.
Oh, for that? Yeah, no, that should not have cost that much. Especially since he could have just gotten AI to do it at this point.
It's mere speculation. No, like I said, it wasn't the worst thing, but to be honest, watching that, the most memorable bits that I can honestly say now, just thinking back, is there was a pigeon in it and a cow, and Alpha Corps, and a firefighter. That's the only things that my brain is that's stuck in my brain. Like, I think, yeah, they could have maybe made it. And I get it; it's supposed to be a in-universe advert, right? As well, that's how that was supposed to be set out.
I think the trailer did a good job of describing the book, Gooding the Polymath. Like,
yeah. So, what is that?
A polymath.
A polymath? What is that?
I don't know.
So, polymath is like a self-taught genius or something, like an autodidact or something like that. Like, it's in that sort of family of words.
Is Eric a polymath?
Yeah, you'd have to ask him. He does seem to be an expert on everything, so perhaps.
He's a singer, dancer.
K-Prod Comics asks, is Shadow Valley part of Smallville that no one goes to, like in The Lion King or whatever? Yeah, NCAP Heaven, that's correct. If I was the mayor of Shadow Valley, the first thing I would do is change the name of our town, like to something
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like a place where villains go to hide.
Right?
Is the bad guy called Badding? Like, and he's, you know, like a doppelganger, like a Bizarro, innit? Bizarro, Gooding, Badding. That could be a thing. But no, I think the villain is Shadran in this, apparently. I don't know. The book launched yesterday by surprise. No one knew it was coming. It just happened. Like, I think everyone was caught off guard, including the website itself. Yeah, like it super crashed or whatever. Like it was stuck on 20 sales for like 12 hours or something ridiculous. But still, 100 grand in a day. Can't knock that, can you?
Nah.
That's pretty good.
But
Nobody
there
knew
are-
when it came out.
We'll find stuff. Don't worry.
I've just
Seven
looked
of
up
Nine
the
said the trailer cost $150,000. Like,
Well, and that was on the internet.
yeah, so
Oh,
it's
man.
definitely true.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Good,
In
yeah.
normal people speak, that means it probably costs like
Good, yeah.
$250.
Yeah, so it's got all the stuff that you can buy. This time there's like less merch than previously. Like
Yes.
the merch has been inflating the numbers. This is an interesting test to see how well like it does without like the push and without the merchandise. Like it's a good opportunity for Eric to get a good estimate of where the bottom line is. Like now.
Well, in terms of book sales alone, this one's like 7,000 behind Alpha Core in the first 24 hours and 8,000 behind Yaira.
Oh,
But I
so
also
that
think that those two got way more, promo and hype built behind it before
of
dropping.
course.
So it's interesting. Also, this guy is almost like, an average Joe that's just good at stuff.
Yeah,
So
I
really
genuinely
interesting.
do think had they have had a release date and everyone could have had their be prepared for the release, I think it would have got higher numbers than this personally. I think it would have been close to Yaira.
Well, I just think it's interesting too to test out a hero that doesn't have all the he's got superpowers in this outfit, and blah 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 blah. That doesn't quite look quite as cool on merch, almost.
yeah.
one of the things. So previously, when we've covered Rippery stuff, like those pictures that I've made where I've cast like Hollywood actors that he would not like to actors playing his characters. I was going to do that for Gooding for the thumbnail before I settled on the Rekieta thumbnail instead. And the character just lacks like any recognizability in it. Like, I could have just put nobody would have recognized it as Gooding, not in the same way that they do with the Yaira one and the Isom one. Like, even the ones like got more.
The only person I'm getting, he kind of looks like that English lad that played fucking Adam Warlock in Guardians.
Oh.
You know who I mean?
The baddie from the Guardians of Galaxy 3. That guy.
Yeah. He's English, isn't it? He was Bandersnatch, and
he wouldn't pass a silhouette test, that's for sure.
No. It just looks like a maintenance worker, which I understand because he is just a super maintenance worker.
Yeah.
I think he has robots and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Part of the charm of it, though. It is written by Mike Barron, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is a fact. And that's going to be an interesting thing to watch because, we respect Mike Barron a lot, like over here and stuff. Like, I'm sure that he'll do the best that he can, like with what he's got to work with. Like, you know, you're take money from these people, like if they offer it to you, like that makes sense to me. And yeah, so what I was going to lead to is previously when Alpha Core came out with Chuck Dixon, they actually got a lot of heat from the other side of the internet for people saying, "Oh, he's associated with QAnon, like, and with Vox Day," like, you know, they drag up all of that kind of stuff. Then it was interesting to watch when Yaira came out, and then the crying came from the opposite side of the internet. Like, Ripper is at least seeming to piss off both sides. Like, I know that some people think that's a sign that you're doing good. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Jabba's not a fan by the looks of it.
Oh, that's a high praise for you, Jan, I think.
I was gonna say that is also a sign you're doing good.
Alex VRB says, I'm starting to think you're all a bunch of detractors. I won't stand for this. We're matractors over here.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I wanted to pull up this part in particular, we pointed this out last time on the Yaira launch. This isn't a log line. Like, a log line is like 30 words. This is like so many words. Like,
I don't understand why he doesn't understand.
I
what a
haven't
logline
read
is.
it.
That's more than they would put on the back of a novel to summarize the novel.
Is it generic speak? I haven't read it.
It is, I believe. Yeah, like, well, it certainly doesn't answer any questions. You know, it's just questions after questions. Like, who is he? What does he do? It's like, yeah, that's why I'm reading this. Like, I need to find out. Like,
You're supposed to answer those questions.
they're asking me the questions that I already have.
So it reads like a Dokuman card or whatever.
A Dookie, yeah.
A Dookie Man card.
I think I did see one post on Twitter, and I think it's what one of the characters has lost £15 since the Document card to when this one is released. I think what's his name? Lincoln Eusebio, the bad guy. Like, it's him. I think he was £200 on the Document card, but he's only £185 now. So maybe he's on the carnivore diet, or
I was about to say, was that intentional or accidental?
it's obviously intentional.
He's got a new Peloton bike.
No, the Lawmasters would obviously they've put him on a carnivore diet or Ozempic or some shit. I don't know.
I just
Yeah. 7 of 9 asks, does Eric get paid by the word? Seems like it, the amount of words that he puts in to say. Like, you know, say things as succinctly as possible. I know, like, I ramble on these shows, but, you know, when you watch my videos, like, you know, where I actually write what I'm going to say instead of just trying to blag it. One of the dramas from this was that they launched the book on a new version of the website or whatever that wasn't ready to handle it. And somebody discovered this exploit where you could put in someone's email address and it would give you their username, like saying like, oh, do you mean, are you this person?
Oh,
like,
wow.
Which is bad because a lot of people, they might use pseudonyms or nom de plumes or whatever, like here in the Wild West part of the internet. But then when you're doing business, like use their real names or whatever.
Business.
So,
oh, no.
You know, it was described by EVS as a doxing machine, which, but he still didn't dox as many people as the post office. Like, they absolutely crushed it. Bloodfall says Ripper secure. So you remember last week or the week before even, I think, we talked about our friend Renowned Zero. We're gonna use him again as a vehicle to explain like what's going on with all this Ripper stuff, because when I need informed intellectual opinions, like that's where I go to. And he's got that Amish sensibility, like he knows right from wrong and stuff because of his Amish upbringing. That's not the one. Holy shit, where is it?
Oh no.
You can always tell when your mother's, when this is the largest glass she has.
Have it loaded up? What fucking Mongol?
Can't wait for Jabba to realise I'm drinking Stella.
No wife there because you've already beat her.
Yeah, exactly. I picked her up from the station already and gave her a knockabout. But Piper, in the UK, Stella Artois is called the old wife beater.
Wait, instead of calling it what?
It's Stella Artois. Its nickname is the old wife beater.
Okay. Oh dear.
Because it's the type of wife. It's the type of wife that you drink. It's the type of beer that you drink before you beat your wife. Also, the sleeveless vest or whatever is also referred to as a wife beater. So if you see
that's
someone
the uniform, right? Because that's the uniform of the.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the trench coat is the uniform of the paedophile.
I thought it was a tracksuit and a big medallion.
Yeah. Man,
trench coat's more flasher, I would say.
Yeah, maybe. We haven't done a Jimmy Savile reference for so long, like, but you can't help it. It just comes up. All right, let's rock on with Sturgis. Let's see what he's got to say on this drama.
Hello, everyone. I am Renowned Zero. We are back again talking about released records concerning the welfare of Nick Rekieta's children. That's right. There have been records that were released, that were leaked, by the way, that show that Nick and Kayla Rekieta made no legal motion to intervene to get their kids back and haven't submitted to drug tests. Also, apparently, the 9-year-old daughter tested positive for this right here. There's a bunch of different.
It's gonna avoid using all those words again. Like, yeah,
tested positive for bad stuff.
Yeah.
Documents that are out. I haven't really blacked out any of the names, so I'm not really going to go into those in detail right now. But it says, note from the editor, this document is currently being verified for authenticity by Josh Moon, who has locked Nick Rekieta's thread until it can be verified. We'll follow up on this after. But it was confirmed by Nick Rekieta himself that these leaks were real. The user posted a document Kiwi Farms had this to say when being questioned on the document's authenticity, claiming while the document isn't available online, it is available to anyone in person at the courthouse view public access terminals in any given county courthouse.
Yeah, so the copies that were on Kiwi Farms, they were like really low quality, and you could tell that they'd been photocopied and stuff. Like, and initially there was some debate over the authenticity of them because there's also some coincidences in there, like that one of the people in there is called Mrs. Sweep, like, and there's some other ones like that, like that make it seem like it could have been a joke, but apparently, Yeah, that's another one, Officer Felt. Oh, which reminds me, so I'd never heard the word felt used before wading into this drama, yeah. So I wanted to know like what it actually meant, like the etymology of
the
it,
etymology.
because I'm big on etymology. So I looked into it right on Urban Dictionary, and it comes from poker, like it's the felt like on the table, like when you're playing poker, that you've got nothing left, you only have the felt in front of you. But so today, what we're going to do is we'll add our own definition to this at the end, and it as the troll of the week, because when I hear the word felted, like a very different image comes to my mind, it makes me think of like belching or something like that. Right, cool. Let's get back to this.
Joshman is saying that 90% of the document is real. It's saying 100% sure the document is authentic and original. But then Nick Rekieta goes live, comes back for a stream that was on both YouTube and Rumble. And then it says here, Nick Rekieta went live and responded to the release of the documents, saying that they should not have been made public and his lawyer will look into it. Rekieta did not deny the authenticity and went into a rant about how he doesn't care what anyone thinks. Let's take a listen.
Stream, it was going to be a much longer stream, but first, the release of information that's supposed to be protected at a very specific time, right after I announce a show and right before the show starts, is something that is concerning. And of course, I will have a lawyer looking into that right away. I know people want to.
You can kind of tell that he's a little upset that those things got out.
Oh, obviously, you'd be annoyed at that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Draw conclusions from whatever's going on. And look, there's no way around it. There's nothing to say other than people will get to draw their conclusions from what they read. I'm not here to fight you guys at all. I'm not here to fight your conclusions. I'm not here to fight or justify or prove anything. I don't need to do that for you. Believe it or not, a lot of really well-meaning friends want me to do that. And these people...
Right, so I've seen some people try and say that what he just said then was disrespectful, like that I don't need to prove it to you, the audience. That it's disrespectful to the audience. But I hear that more as that he believes that his audience believes him already.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you if you don't believe me. Like, you guys already know. And I understand the position of you can't say anything anyway. So, that's what he's saying. I mean, I'm not gonna fight anyone because you can't say anything without potentially entrapping himself or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that doesn't make sense.
I take that as it's not you guys, it's the court that I need to, deal with about this stuff.
I'll be honest though, he did look ping-eyed and alert, and he's not drinking on these streams, but I would say he looks under the influence and he's still using.
Oh.
Allegedly, maybe.
Allegedly. This is just my opinion. It's mere speculation, the same way as what's on these documents is speculation. You know what I'm saying? But I would say, looking at him personally, he is at the point where he doesn't really care what anyone else thinks. All he cares about is sticking more fucking bugle up his nose. Do you know what I mean? It's hard when you get to that stage. That's what it's at. And that's when you start getting messy and leaving stuff around that your kids... I don't think his kids were doing rails or whatever, but if these alleged things are true and one of them did test positive, it just shows that... firstly, it's inexcusable, indefensible, You know, like they were messy. And the kids, if you're going to do this stuff, you shouldn't ever be around kids or in a place where kids can get to it. Everyone will say that. I can't see anyone trying to defend him on that one.
Unless the kid was the dealer.
Well, yeah. I was going to say, these privileged American kids, I didn't try it until I was 16.
Like millionaire problems or whatever. A lot of people were surprised by the revelation about his child testing positive for cocaine use, but I wasn't surprised. I don't know if you remember last week on the show, I said if I was a child and my parents were like always smacked out and leaving drugs all around the place, I would take those drugs and I would sell those drugs. And you know, so I'm not surprised.
I was going to say, I think this just proves Ethan's theory right, that the 9-year-old was the dealer.
Yeah, there's definitely other confirmed cases of 9-year-olds selling other drugs as well.
Jabba said a lot of the joke police are going to turn up.
No, we condemned him before we started joking. Just to, you know, we're not sweeping for anyone. We don't want to get felted. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say,
no one wants to get couched by a fat dude.
For the neurodivergent, it's a joke.
I don't want to get felted, especially if it has anything to do with hamsters or guinea pigs.
What a 9-year-old have to do to keep buying My Little Ponies in this economy?
Well, let's be fair. I don't think, I know, Mark, you said you'd steal it, but I don't think most 9-year-olds, like regular 9-year-olds, even would know what it is. You know, like I would hope.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, if they were taking it, they must have learned that behavior from somewhere, right? Whether that's from watching your parents or watching The Wire or something. I don't know.
My dad doesn't just put sugar in his coffee. He likes to rack it up in rails and snort it off the side. Yeah.
My question is, it's a bit of a throwback to another time, but I'm sure if Cecil was here, he'd be saying, why is that 9-year-old not buying cash grab? So why is this 9-year-old spending money on drugs instead of buying quality indie comic books?
Because the resale value on Coke is better than the resale value on cash grab. Cecil's just gonna have to up his game a little bit there.
Gonna have to put a little bit of extra in there, a little bit of a little bit of something special to make the kids more
addicted.
Into it.
Addicted to cash grab. Just sprinkle some booger sugar in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Renan Zero is going to say. I have lots of little points that I want to make. And I just hope that he's going to line up with those.
People are lawyers, which is shocking. They want me. I'll say it this way. They say, Nick, you need to do X, Y, and Z because of your YouTube channel and your online image. And my response is, sir, madam, I don't know if you know this, but the lowest priority in my life right now is my public image for the purposes of YouTube and Rumble. So any of you who want me to come out here and do some weird grandiose apology or prostrate myself in front of you, let me just help you with my public image right now.
He says,
Do you think he knew that he was going to swear then, and he paused it so he didn't get a swear on his thing? I don't think that that's the wrong thing to say. Well, it is. Well, the way that you should have phrased that is, my main priority is getting my children back, rather than saying YouTube isn't my number one priority. You should have led with what is my number one priority. That would
be more sympathetic
or whatever.
But I'm assuming it's because he's addressing the accusation head on.
Yeah,
So
so
he's cutting it down dead. So somebody's saying, "Well, why are you doing this on YouTube?" He's saying it's because it's not a priority right now. He's junking it down. So there's no, oh well, you didn't say it wasn't your priority. He's cutting it off.
The way it's loaded into the question, and like for it to answer it that way.
The classic. When did you stop beating your wife?
Yeah. 7 of 9 asked, can you resell used coke? I don't think they can.
No.
So if you was 9 years old and you was on cocaine, what would you do?
What?
I would get so much shit done.
But what? You're 9? Like,
You didn't have shit to do when you were 9? I still had school.
I'll be gleaming the cube of my skateboard.
I would
reference.
I would beat Super Mario Brothers in like an hour. And get all my homework done.
It's really lame, but I think I would have just read a lot of books if I was on cocaine when I was 9 years old. Like, couldn't really go anywhere or do anything. Cool story.
Nobody can pry me off the swing set either, man. I would make that swing go all the way around.
Oh man, imagine. You would definitely have that swing go. You know, always used to get up so far, and you're like, it's never going to happen. Everyone's standing there going, nobody's ever done it. There's
right, because there's no counterweight. But a 9-year-old on coke, they would find a way.
I think I might try and run up a tree.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, like and do a flip. Like I'd probably learn to do that. Could have done that.
Oh yeah, I would definitely climb all the trees.
Alex VRB says, if only he had a contract with Gooding, he'd have cleaned this whole mess. For just $49.99. Alright, let's hear what Ronanzo has to say.
F you and all that.
I'm not here to worry about what you think about
He did? Like, he paused it before he said fuck, and then skipped past it.
Beautiful.
Just help you with my public image right now.
He says, you know, F you and all that.
I'm not here to worry about what you think about me. And that should be obvious to damn near anybody. And if you think it's in my character to come out and grovel before you and say, oh, I'm so sorry I let you down. I didn't let you down.
I don't remember Rekieta being so gay though.
You and I didn't make
Pardon?
I don't remember Rekieta being like this gay though.
No, that Baldo stuff was totally not gay. It was just totally normal.
That's what the drugs done to him. Made him gay. Turned him
my
gay.
Goodness. He's just so effeminate. I don't remember it being so feminine.
Piper, they turned the frogs gay. They've turned Rekieta gay.
Oh my god, they've turned Rekieta gay.
What more evidence do you need?
Oh no, the government's freaking tampering with all the coke, bro.
Yes, exactly.
Oh no.
How do you think it got here in the first place?
No, that's the Mexicans.
Yeah, but they're working with the CIA and stuff to get the drugs in. Like, you know, they got to get it over the fence or under the fence or whatever.
All starting to add up.
Oh no.
Promises to you. So if you feel let down by me, let yourself down from the stool, Robin Williams. I'm not here.
My God.
Bruh!
I'm not here to own your feelings, and I'm not here to apologize to your feelings and sensibilities either. And if I did, you shouldn't respect me, because anybody who
I still don't.
Fucking bitch and says, I really am worried about my public image. Not my family, not my liberty, not holding government accountable, none of that. But my public image, my public image. Well, you're probably a fat Canadian. Or maybe you can't fly to the right city.
Holy shit.
Or maybe you're a doughy Minnesotan. I don't know who you are. But I'm not here to apologize to you or for anything.
I think that's actually a pretty based statement. Like,
if only he said it in a based way instead of with a girly lisp. I'm not here to apologize to you. God damn it. Rekieta. Why?
Such a weird
But also,
one.
he really should not be freaking streaming right now. He clearly shouldn't be.
I don't think he should.
The whole thing is such a car crash, I mean. Like,
Yeah.
Like, we all recognize, like, that this is fucked up. And, like, that's what that's where the funny is. If you're this is what's go and watch my EdP score video. Like, if you think this is offensive, like, go and watch that one and then get back to me.
Says Josh Moon, owner of TV Farms, verified the report after Rekieta messaged him to thank him for locking the thread. But he kind of already confirmed it here. He didn't really deny that it was ever, not real. But the quote range says Nick Rekieta has confirmed the documents are real. His 9-year-old daughter tested positive for this right here. It says after a place house,
Imagine if he was deaf.
This person subject to a hair follicle drug testing. All the child except for this one tested negative. This one tested positive for this. At this level, it's weird that people are saying that, this person would have passed away at this type of level. And then he had EBS blocking chats.
All right, let's hang on before we get to that part. So he was just saying about the child. So I was actually curious to learn more about drug testing, like seeing 5,000 out of 500. I looked at that and I recognized I didn't know what that meant. Whenever I find something that I don't know what it means, then I want to know what it means. So I did some research onto drug testing and hair follicle testing in particular. And Kenzo and Yan, this might be of interest to you.
Why? I'm not having any drug test anytime soon, I hope.
So, one study found that the level of drugs found in black-haired participants was over 15 times higher than that found in those with ginger hair.
Oh.
Basically, the chemical that your body converts into hair to massively oversimplify it, like it bonds to the chemical that makes your hair brown, that makes your hair black. So, like, the blacker that your hair is, the more of it that you have because you've got more of the whatever that chemical is called. I can't remember. I'm stupid.
So if you have dark hair and go in for a drug test, you're screwed.
It's a racist test.
Nice.
And there is actually racial discrimination in the test. Like, it does say here that Asian hair produces higher drug levels when you do the tests. And also, one of the things that they do is they take, like, a certain length of hair and understand that, like, hair grows at 1 centimeter a month, like, and the calculations are based off of that when they're trying to project, like, how long ago you did some drugs. But different racial groups' hairs grow at a different speed. Like, so black people's hair grows at a slower speed and Asians even faster. Like, so, it's not like perfect science. Like, I mean, it's science, sure, but
you got to love the science.
What does the 5,000 out of 500 mean, though?
Oh, so I saw a breakdown of that it falls into the medium category, which is, like, I just sniff at the weekends or whatever between, so there's a low category of, I did some one time 3 months ago. Then, I do it every week, which is in this 5,000 category. And then 10, 15,000 is like, habitual user or whatever.
Oh, so 5,000 is like that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No, that's just the weekend. That's just.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Wait, why is 500 the base? Does everybody have like 500 drugs in them? Level of drug. That's 500 is normal.
Yeah, I don't know why they specifically chose 500 as the cutoff line. Like in the stuff that I was reading, a certain percent of people who did take drugs passed the test, and a certain percent of people who didn't failed the test. But none of it matters because it probably isn't relevant or applied in this situation. This is just one example of one bullet point in the story. It's not gonna all come falling down. Do you know what I mean? There was a series of steps that led us to this point. You can't deny how they all stack on top of each other. Where is Sturgis to save us?
That should be the line on the back of your next book.
Super Sturgis. Three Goblin says hair is racist now. Shit.
I've been thinking about this Sturgis character.
I disavow that last comment. Sorry.
Genetically evolved. We're further evolved than anybody else.
Go on. You had a thought on Sturgis as a character.
He's very cautious about his language.
Yes.
He's gotta be, and he knows how to do it too because he's a lawyer.
Do you think he's in a common room, as we would call it, a school, or
it's a commune, isn't it? The Amish call it.
So there's other people at other terminals behind him, like what we would have had at in the common room or in a workroom.
Yeah, he's actually. I think that you're onto something, that there might be someone in the room that he's trying to not swear in front of. I think from the way that he's facing, maybe he's actually delivering the show to his grandma or something.
Maybe he's got his 500-pound grandma with her oxygen tanks and that behind him.
Because I'm just thinking, because he's side on like that, I'm wondering if there's literally a bank of desks behind it. Do we know how old this guy is? He may even be at some university dormitory.
A lot.
What university is going to accept Sturgis?
A lot of people say it's a basement that belongs to his mother. I know that's a bit stereotype, but
it looks right here to me that there's a diagonal line here, which would imply a loft or something.
Or stairs.
Or stairs. That does make sense.
It's just strange that he's got his headphones on when recording a video.
So he can hear himself?
Do people normally wear earphones when you're recording a video?
Some people do, some people don't.
As if he's listening to the race, the horse racing or something at the same time, maybe, but...
Alex VRB says, I snorted a line of poppy seed bundles. I mentioned this in a chat the other day. When I was a teenager, I snorted pepper once, to see what would happen.
No.
It felt like my eyes were gonna fall out. I definitely do not recommend pepper. Such a stupid thing to do. So you see, I can empathize with a 9-year-old, becoming a big time drug dealer or something.
If you did ingest a load of poppy seeds, would you actually test?
I've heard this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could pass a test for opiates, sure, like with poppy seeds, but not for cocaine and it. Like it's a different thing. But my initial thought was, like ADHD drugs, Ritalin or whatever. You know, that's an amphetamine, that's speed or whatever. But it's a different thing that they're testing for. Like,
yeah.
you know, it would be saying, oh, it's 5,000 out of 500 amphetamines. Like, you know,
the other thing that you like when you got to consider when testing nowadays is like there is coke out there that is fucked with, especially in America. So if you do a test, sometimes it'll come back coke and methamphetamine or coke and fentanyl or whatever.
I know if you
sorry, bad stuff and bad stuff.
Yeah.
Bad stuff in your bad stuff. Uh-oh.
So, yeah, I was just reading the chat. Over here, I believe we would call them a roadman, not a
roadman. Yeah. So, sorry, Mark, did we establish that 5,000 over 50 is a high amount? Like, that would say that this kid has been doing more bugle than the brass section?
It's a medium amount. It's like right in the sort of middle range between occasional user and heavy user. It's in the. I only sniff when I go out at the weekend, every weekend.
Yeah, dealers know not to do too much of their own products. So,
and that makes a lot of sense because you can't do cocaine when you're at school. Like you have to do it at the weekend.
yeah, well, if you're selling it, you don't want to like accidentally get into your own product. You only do it in front of potential buyers.
I know, like I've seen a lot of people say, yeah, that it is a high amount and that it could possibly mean that it's a mistest. But like I said, either way, if it's not a mistest and these alleged results are true, then it just goes. Like I said, it goes to show that they were being very, very careless, and it's kind of inexcusable, man.
Yeah.
Careless is the kindest.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the kindest way to put it. They've been fucking neglectful and, abusive. The kids should never have been around it. It's fucked.
Yeah, it should have been kept way far away. And it's really not that hard to keep it way far away if you're freaking responsible.
Just put it on top of a cupboard or something.
Oh, come on, man. When I was 9, I could fucking climb up and get any cookies and whatever and shit. I knew where there was hidden shit in the house when I was 9. Come on.
We're little monkeys when we're freaking kids, man.
Remember that thing where you used to like climb up the inside of the door frame with your bare feet?
Yeah.
My 6-year-old
cocaine, like you'd be fucking running around it like a hamster.
You'd have figured out how to run around on the ceiling.
But that's why you have a wall safe, surely.
Well, in America, surely you have a safe for your gun collection or whatever.
Yeah. You just keep it under. You do it Rekieta style and just keep it under the bed and shit with some spent casings. And
I heard that he had 26 grams of cocaine, and I love the fact that even in America they use metric for drugs.
Weirdly, for firearms as well.
They do.
Yeah. Right next to his 9mm or whatever.
Yeah.
And
why don't you keep the drugs in the guns?
That'd be a new way to shoot it up.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a comment in the chat from KSSS says that Aaron guy said that Nick was round his house and he left his bullet with bad stuff in it on the side, and apparently that Aaron guy lost his shit at him.
Yeah, that's that's not good.
Not good.
I did the math on 26 grams of cocaine. Right? Does anyone want to guess how much that would cost on the streets of London, just for your basic kind of cocaine, not your finest.
Well, like pub grub, like 50-50.
Just
kind of shit.
We'll go with the lowest quality, like for
80% Persil washing up powder.
Well, the Americans at Tide
You can get 8 bowl of like pure for like $2.50. You can get an ounce of like shit pub grub for probably about fucking, I don't know, 600 quid.
Yeah. Yeah, but what's that in?
I've heard like.
Yeah, so the point I'm getting to anyway is that when you're rich, you obviously buy drugs in bulk because it's cheaper, isn't it? Like, if you was to buy that a gram at a time, like every day, that would be very expensive. And I do have a helpful like PSA on this subject, like, but it is from 1988, so there's been a bit of inflation.
I was gonna say I don't think that counts for inflation.
1 gram of cocaine costs as much as a boombox.
How much does a boombox cost?
3 grams of cocaine costs as much as a TV. 7 grams, a trip to Paris. 1 gram a week for a year, a new car.
Wow.
If you're on coke, everything you work for is disappearing. Right under your nose.
Right up your nose.
Oh, and the tear.
So, in the 80s, was coke really expensive, or was just everything really cheap? Like,
everything was
a gram
way
of coke
cheaper.
cost the same as a boombox.
Like, if I remember correctly, when I was, because I'm incredibly old, food was expensive, but everything else was really cheap. That was pretty much the way around. Food was expensive, but you could buy electrical stuff wasn't expensive to buy. Because it was all crap. It wasn't proper electronics. It was like valves and stuff. So it was just what they'd had in the 60s, just slightly made up, a bit better.
Yeah.
Natives do cocaine. I thought it was just fireworks. Natives do a lot of shit still.
Do peyote and shit.
Yeah, I was about to say they've got a lot of good shit.
There was another one of these that I lined up. This one's by Michael Jordan, Team Gut.
I'm Michael Jordan.
Oh no!
McDonald's have given me this time to talk to you about something we both really care about: kids. Kids are the.
Imagine if that was just the end, like that sinister then.
Kids.
Like it was... And imagine being lectured about drug use by McDonald's, like of all the people, like, drugs are bad for you, kids.
They fucking kill more people than cocaine a year.
I really, actually really wish that it had said drugs instead of kids, because that would have been hilarious. Something we really care about. Drugs. Yeah.
The reason McDonald's sponsors their Get It Straight program, a national drug awareness effort. Think about this. Many of you using drugs out there now are under 18. Do you realize that at 18,
some of them are 9?
Your
life? If you're 18 for 1/4 of your life, you're gonna be what, 72 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like in his
Jan's age.
Yeah. You can't say to someone who's 18, you're 1/4 of the way through your life. Like, they could just die in it. Like, they could be 99% of the way through. It's a dumb thing.
PSS is brilliant.
You're only cheating yourself out of the chance to find out who you really can be. And believe me, if you don't use drugs, you can just about be anything you want to be. Listen.
Well, what if you want to be on drugs?
Is that true?
I think that if you don't take drugs, you're robbing yourself of discovering who you really are.
Do you realize that at 18, you have lived only 1/4 of your life? When you're using drugs, you're only cheating yourself out of the chance to find out who you really can be. And believe me, if you don't use drugs, you can just about be anything you want to be.
See, that's what I'm
Listen,
saying. What if you want to
you
be
got at least 2/4
someone
of
on
your life.
drugs?
Go.
Pardon?
I said, see,
Well-
that's where he messes up, though, because what if you want to be someone on drugs?
What if you want to be
if you
Hunter
don't do
S.
drugs,
Thompson?
you'll never get to be what you want to be.
Yeah. Like, what if you want to grow up to be Scarface?
Yeah.
Or Snoop.
Well, shit, he made a career out of that, so.
I watched a documentary about Diddy the other day. What a naughty boy he is. Like, someone should have warned us about all these rappers a long time ago.
That's 3 more lifetimes to you. So don't blow it. Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help. McDonald's wants you to give yourself a chance. A chance to find out all the wonderful things you really can be. And so
Like
do I.
obese.
Get some help.
Like a morbidly obese.
Stop it. Get some help.
Mm.
In super chats on Nick's channel, he actually had this little clip here to say about it right here.
Nick's mods were deleting tons of super chats.
Yep.
I was. Somebody.
Oh, there it is. He's in there deleting chats. You see this right here. Message deleted by Comic Artist Pro Secrets. One clip that he was doing.
That one.
And of course, the more things that Ethan has to say.
That one is what they wrote as the message. That one was not a deleted one. Wouldn't pop up with that on it. Like, it's the only screenshot they have that says that, and it's because the super chat says this this deleted by Comic Artist. I love that that's their example, and it's like, but it's that one's not.
The last time that we watched Renown Zero, he fell for something like that as well, but I forget what it was. Just like real obvious, like ironic sarcasm or whatever, and he was like, see?
I told you they shout out to my pals Melee Games, but they did have their super chat removed, and it was pretty innocuous. It was asking if he'd watched the Nintendo preview thingy, and did he see that there's a new Mario Party Swimmers game, and they had that one deleted. So people be sweeping.
Be sweeping.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm even saying it now, for fuck's sake.
I hate it when we're forced into new words. Like, I hated it when the word simp came out. Like,
yeah.
And it's like poisoned discourse since. Alex VRB says she's right. Sturgis is retarded. The person that's how we say that. Oh, IQ 60 Sturgis. Do you think Sturgis has a higher or lower IQ than mint salad?
Ooh, tough call.
I'm gonna go lower.
I'm gonna go lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of the time these people are being on purposely obtuse, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Sturgis is genuinely this stupid. I don't think he's pretending.
It could be being willfully stupid, like, and not wanting to, in a sunken cost fallacy kind of way, knowing how much money is spent, like, in the Ripperverse, like, refusing to.
I would speculate that when he's not wearing a Ripperverse t-shirt, he's wearing one that says, "Be patient, I have autism."
Allegedly.
I reckon he's constantly wearing both of those things.
Say it, change the subject, saying John was right about the Dungeoneers. They were all nursing angry grudges about the Kickstarter boycott and whatever else. Being laughed at over going to this type of place just pushed them over the edge. It's a shame. The Kickstarter boycott seems like a...
I'm not sure what this has got to do with anything. Like, I'm interested to see the mental backflip he's going to do to connect these.
Not an issue to me. Whatever losses you might suffer by not using that platform are mitigated by being in Comics Day. Just put your campaign on My Comic or Indiegogo and promote it, which you don't put campaigns on My Comics. So all I have to say is Ethan needs to look at his own backyard before judging anyone else. There's an obvious reason why everyone who no longer associates with him are still succeeding in the space, because they don't associate with him at all.
Well, that's demonstrably not true, is it? Like, there's a lot of people who thought that they could succeed outside of Comics Game. And
I didn't. Yeah.
like, in fact, it's the vast majority of people like who have left. It's a much shorter list of people who were successful on the outside.
I'm going on with
There are people like it can be done. Like like it's not everyone can do it.
The Rekieta sweep job and says, you don't care about any of this except for your sadistic entertainment.
Did he just say sweep job?
And yeah, if it's true, it's in the
Sweep job. Yeah, should we adopt that?
That's one sad. The whole situation is miserable. This person says Nick admitted the papers were real and hinted they came from an attorney. Hair follicle tests are pretty damn accurate. Unless the small government is completely lying about everything, he's one of the worst people around. This damn kid had the results of a weak user. People in the chat were saying the kid's hair was positive for ADHD meds. Dick suggested a lab fatty dropped a jelly donut in the test tube. Pathetic. He's joking. Why do you pretend not to understand?
What?
It was obviously a joke. I laughed like when he read that out because it's really a joke. Like,
I know Dick is joking. I said it to show how pathetic you all are, sweeping this up for a child abusing a-hole. You don't care about any of this except for your sadistic entertainment crap.
if he's not gonna like change his voice for each different person, like he should at least say that it's a different person.
I don't want him.
Yeah.
I don't
Or,
want
like,
him to. I don't want him to change a thing. Please, I think
Pause
he
in
should be
between or something.
He should be a reoccurring segment on the show every week, and we should have a little video like it's Sturgeon time. Where...
That bird, you're way more pathetic. Don't you ever tell me how much I care. I've watched Nick from the very beginning of his channel. I will always care about children like you crap heads that would rather they starve and be neglected than see.
We can't see, but I guarantee the person on Twitter, whoever it was, that he's quoting, didn't say crap heads. Like,
Did you see?
He ain't this held back on Twitter. He's not.
I still don't know if he swears on Twitter.
He most certainly does.
He just yeah.
So you're suggesting that his strict morals on non-swearing are purely for YouTube financial reasons for the
possibly
dollar that he made or whatever on the video.
I just think it's dumb that his videos are him reading fucking shit like that. Anybody could just go read themselves.
Well, I know I'm pretty sure if he is monetized and he clicks the yes, this is. I'm just saying that if he clicks the yes, this is made for kids box and then swears, then he's going to get demonetized.
Yeah, but I thought if it was made for kids, it can't be monetized anyway.
Yeah, that's
correct. Sturgis is doing this for kids?
Oh my god, maybe
I don't know.
You'd have to be on drugs if you're a 9-year-old watching this.
Well, those Naruto characters were definitely underage that he was playing with.
That's true. Those figures weren't antiques. I think we might have birthed something there. unfortunately.
off. But of course, the sweep job just continues to go on. From Dick Masterson saying, a 9-year-old kid being a habitual user is absurd. If the 16-year-old tested positive, I'd be worried. But just a 9-year-old, probably a false positive for medication or something, way more reasonable for a hair test or a lab. F up. Kid, and Ethan Skyver says, kids these days, because of course he's still going on, blaming the kids.
Oh my god.
Last year that no one had to specifically say let's boycott Comicsgate. We all just did, and this is of course EBS's latest campaign, not even breaking 6 figures because nobody cares what he puts out. We also have Ethan Roth sweeping for Nick
He's not
Rekieta,
obsessed with him.
to release a document as a 4D chess move.
And none of the things that he used to bring UVS into the video were relevant to the topic of the video. I suppose apart from that one where it was said kids these days, like replying to Dick Masterson.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with his campaign?
I think nothing. That's just like an attempt at a cheap shot or whatever, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Because Sturgis's campaigns, they all make millions of dollars.
Move in order to make Kiwi farmers look bad, but more importantly, to make a false accusation against the state of Minnesota.
What if there is something we're not thinking?
And of course, it's music.
A fitness man is.
Oh, jeez. Can't even go through this because of the music and copyright. But we'll go to here where Dick Master says, you effing think, no, a 9-year-old girl tests positive for an amount of this that would delete a full-blown junction for a dang second before running with it. Gee, that's so sad a little girl would do an 8-ball of this every day for months. Thank
Of
God.
this? Can't you just think of another word? Can't you just say, like, packet, bugle, like, sniff? You know what I mean? Like,
You're allowed to say cocaine, bro.
I know
Like,
you mean, but he clearly is not comfortable with saying it, but he could replace it with, whatever.
He could just say powder.
Sugar, powder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I never forget in the last
Rail.
video I watched when he went with
Bad stuff. Yeah, bad stuff.
like the FBI are watching his channel. Paulie Sart says, I like AOC's impression of one of those.
One of those.
One of those.
Of
naughty words.
I keep getting distracted by that during the show, and because obviously I can see it.
Ask you for a second. You think the government retests this stuff when they get a result that helps them out and F's you over? They do not. They run with it, they publish it, and they want you to run with it. It helps them. These effing people, and get your acts together. Because that's kind of something that, Josh points out.
Acts or acts?
This individual, shout out to Jack.
Oh, yeah, and you probably don't know. This guy that's quoted in the image, Noel, he's the guy who runs Kiwi Farms, Josh Moon. And he's invested in this current drama, shall we say, for history reasons.
Okay. These are the people who call me inhuman, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, I think it was subhuman.
Subhuman.
Oh, wow.
Yes. At least I know who I am, to quote Jack Sparrow. Misquote Jack Sparrow.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Uniform is here. Hello. He says, I'm here for the coke.
Oh, you want to build a snowman?
Who says, this isn't how hair follicle testing works. Given the rigorous washing procedures, sophisticated analytical techniques, and the high threshold for positive results, it is more than likely that external contamination will lead to a reading as high as 5,000 pg/mg for this, one of 3. Such a high concentration strongly suggests significant and repeated use rather than environmental exposure or external contamination. A reading of 5,000 pg/mg in a hair follicle test for this signals heavy and chronic use, but does not directly indicate that the user should be deleted. It highlights a serious pattern of use.
Oh my god! Does he just read every comment?
Yeah. That's his street. That's his crap. Is he just sits there and reads Twitter?
Jeez, that's a sad life.
Yeah.
And
We're watching him do it.
Yeah.
Who's the real idiots here? Is it us or is it the people watching our show? Like,
Watching us, watching
watching them.
No, it'll be the people that's watching the people reacting to us reacting to Sturgis.
Yeah, they're the real.
These are the real losers.
Watching us, wouldn't it?
Sturgis won't react to this channel. Like, he'll just he'll take the Eric July route of pretending to ignore it. Because he knows that if he replied, then I'd make a real video and destroy him and have like a rambly sort of live thing.
Do you think the CIA agent and the FSB Russian agent who have to watch our shows are going, oh God, not this stuff again.
Not this Sturgis guy again.
Not again. Like in back channels, they're sending a message to each other. They're doing it again. I can't do it.
No, here's a question though. Which one is worse, watching us watch Sturgis or watching us watch that PP guy and the war scooter?
PPP.
Yeah, PPP. Fat fucking phony in this. Spelled cool.
I definitely laughed more during Kino Casino. Like they did make me laugh, and everybody knows how that's my number one barometer of what I measure stuff by.
But
so, yeah,
they're definitely cooler than Sturgis. You know, but I hate to say it, they most definitely are.
Can be proud of that. Yeah, and I was going to say that the FBI agent would be so fed up of watching this shit that he would kill himself with 2 bullets in the back of the head and it.
No.
One hitting the senator in the passenger seat of the car as it's going along.
Yeah. Oh, I think just wildly changing the subject for a moment. Have you seen the American meat? So Saudi Arabia pulled out of the petrodollar thing. You know, they're now trading outside of dollars. Now America has suddenly started reporting how, you know, the Saudis were involved in 9/11. Like, you know, the thing that they covered up for like 20 years or whatever. Like, that's going to come out now.
Health risks more medical attention. So just simply putting out facts of how this all kind of works, rather than, you know, people like Dick Masterson overreacting and being an absolute idiot, coping and seething as he always does with everything that has anything to do with, I guess, government. But, you know, Dick Masterson always over-exaggerating everything as he does. But at the end of the day, if this is all true...
He's always over-exaggerating everything. It's a dumb sentence to say.
I don't believe, you know, anything is less for him than to be under a jail cell for neglecting his children, but we'll see how it all shakes out. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers.
No worries, Sturgis.
If you like this video,
Anytime, bud.
See you next week, Sturgis.
Your only 4 viewers right here.
Sturgeon time or whatever it was. What did we call it? I covered all of that. So this was the first video that I watched about the whole 9-year-old thing, and I think it's funny. So
oh shit! There's more.
Obviously, you and I are good friends, but you're also good friends. No, I don't want to sit here and talk about
Not
Nick.
like you though. I'm better friends with you. I saw you calling me Nick's best friend. I'm here to renounce and denounce.
No, do not
Nick
denounce
Rekieta.
because you were right the whole time,
Too
dude.
late. I'm here to denounce him. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I've told that guy so many times, and I tell everybody in my audience, just say no. Just say no. And if some savvy 9-year-old comes up to you slinging cocaine, what's it called? You're supposed to say no. I don't care. I don't care how cool and slick and fast talking that 9-year-old is. You say no, thank you. I do not use drugs.
Well, let me
I
just-
said this all before.
God damn it.
It's funny.
It's not funny. It's not funny, Piper.
He's still got it. Ethan has still got it. Whatever people say.
I don't know which part of that to write, but I want to write it.
It's good of Alex Stein to have EVS on. That's a good thing because you know he's mostly associated with Ripper and that through the Blaze TV stuff. I saw a lot of people, I think, unfairly comparing Alex Stein to Riley, like over the last couple of weeks. Like, I think the Alex Stein has definitely made me laugh more than Riley has. There's a great video where Alex Stein has some good videos, and you
Yeah,
can
for
see
sure.
here that he's funny in this as well. His part
I
of
think
the joke.
I think there is some similarities between him and Riley. Obviously, Riley's like fuck me, like the dollar store version of him. His high production value, but like the comparison I would say is like when they went to Barstool Sports. Yeah, it's a private business with employees. They went there to fuck with the business. They went there during a live stream with Cecil, a guy that everyone presumed is homeless, that Dontarius guy. And they went and they stormed the thing. Like, no one said that Alex Stein should have gone to jail for trying to mess with the man's business or anything like that. That's the only way I would say that they're kind of similar.
Yeah, I saw Alex Stein, in fact, making that same argument that you're making, Gannett, about some private dinner that he showed up to.
Yeah. I saw him admit it. It was actually his producer said, "Yeah, we don't really do stuff like that. We don't turn up to private events." And Alex corrected him and said, "Yes, we do. We turned up to Nikki Haley's private event, and we weren't allowed in."
But I still think that it's different in the Riley one is if I'm trying to choose the words, it feels mean, is mean, whereas Alex Stein is maybe says mean things, but I don't know. It's hard to articulate the difference.
He was definitely with the Dave Portnoy thing. It was definitely not because he wanted to go in there and be nice to him. He wanted to fuck with him like the same way I guess Riley wanted to fuck with Eric. He went to his building and stuck money on it. And I'm not defending Riley like I'm a fan of him or whatever. He's a fucking. He's Riley. He's
the money thing, the sticking the money on the warehouse, I agree, is totally innocuous and
that was the thing I was comparing it to. Yeah, turning up to Barstool is like turning up to the warehouse. That was my direct comparison because it's a private business. There was employees there, and Alex was there to mess with them while they were in the middle of their podcast, which is their business. So he's trying to fuck with their business. And he went there and he was filming it while he was doing it.
I think Alex is one of the differences is Alex is more professional, more charismatic, more personable. He goes there with he's prepared, so it just doesn't look like some crazy person showing up.
I don't know. He turned up with Cecil, who had his hat on, and Dontarius, who had no shirt on, and a sticker over it, and a plaster over his nipple, and a cup asking for change.
But did he have a crew with him, as in with the mic, somebody with a boom?
No, it was them filming it. No, he had a camera on a selfie stick, and I think Cecil was filming as well. And they got threatened by one of the receptionists. It was a lady. She come out, a black lady, and started clapping her hands as if she was going to do something to him.
Well, That's not nice. If she had to go, if she's just an employee, she shouldn't have to go through anything.
No, that's what I mean. There was employees there. She probably felt threatened by these like three guys that have just.
They weren't pussy ass bitches who phoned the police about it, though.
Well, yeah, that's my point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I can see that. Just kind of.
Wait, hold on. Let me just say this, Ethan. You're right this whole time. And the only reason that Nick was spiraling or Kayla was having problems is they have a 9-year-old allegedly that's addicted to smack, and that would make me hard as a parent if I had a 9-year-old that was,
I'm sorry, that would make you hard as a parent.
It would make you hard.
I was about to say.
Hard, but it would make my.
Oh
my
no.
Thing I was trying to say.
It would make your life so much easier if your kid was addicted to.
I like that part where Alex Stone was on the back foot there, and who I don't think he was ready for that.
Cocaine at the age of 9, you should pick up his fucking clothes off the ground, right? Am I allowed to say the F word?
No, yeah, you can cuss, but that doesn't
your
make
kid doing
sense.
chores?
Yeah, I mean, crackheads usually are pretty clean because they can clean up stuff and take care of business. They can like take apart a refrigerator.
It work.
Yeah.
So I want to make a distinction here. Like a cokehead, sure, might be a high-flying businessman or whatever who has everything like.
Yeah.
Crackheads aren't clean. Like they live in crack dens, and sleep on the floor. And it's the difference between the millionaire's drug and the,
Well, you get millionaire crackheads too. Like Bobby Brown and.
But you could tell. There are signs. Yeah.
Around cocaine, you should be hyper motivated to get things done. That's why most people do cocaine.
And let's be real, it's not fentanyl, so who cares? I mean, why are we going to beat this guy up?
Oh, it's like a beer, please. A little cocaine these days.
Okay.
I've never tried cocaine. I've always said no.
Have you really never tried it, Ethan? Have you really never tried it? Come on, don't be.
I've never tried it, man. Never.
The devil's dandruff. You've never been offered the devil's dandruff ever once. You just kind of took it.
No, and by the way, that just shows you how boring my friends are. I have friends like you. Now you've never offered me cocaine, yayo. Not even once.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to go to jail.
I'm just wondering what happened to the ceiling cats. That's what I want to know.
He had cats in his ceiling?
No, it's a little niche reference. But
yeah, I don't know. Do you think that maybe one of his family members wore a wire in his house ever, Ethan, or anything like that? Do you think it went that far?
Probably the 6-year-old did. Yeah.
Think of how. Think of how fast Ethan's books would come out if he did do cocaine. Though.
Oh yeah, that might help.
And also how skinny he would be.
Yeah, that's probably why the kids were so skinny, isn't it? From all the
crack or the cocaine, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. You don't have a low appetite or whatever when you're.
Ethan would be on his exercise bike and putting out his comics on time. If someone would offer him some cocaine and he did not say no, he should maybe consider a little cocaine.
If it's good enough for the president's son, it's good enough for everyone.
Yeah. Should re-legalize it and put it in everything again. That would probably make America great again.
It certainly helps sales of Coca-Cola, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That message to what is it, Josh Moon, and said that it was just cocaine on the outside of the body. The kid didn't ingest it, so it's okay. Do you agree with that statement?
No, I do not agree with that statement. I think the kid was probably definitely ingesting it.
Was he freebasing? You think the kid was freebasing?
Yeah. Can you? Yeah, sure. Freebasing cocaine.
You just get foil and a little straw, and then you cook it. And yeah, it's actually
these kids. You know what I mean? You can cook a little cocaine, but you can't cook yourself a sandwich or
that's crack.
Lunch. That was one of the things that I was saying, Alex. I was like, you're freebasing cocaine. Why don't you freebase?
Ethan doesn't even know what that means.
No, what's the bad guy here?
I love it.
I'm the one saying these.
You are the bad guy because
Ridiculous.
Steel Toe, Aaron, he would go on his podcast before they even got busted for the blow. Before they got busted for that, he went on his podcast and he would talk about how the Reketas were I can't even say it with a straight face, that he would cook the kids. You had to see this SpaghettiOs. And so this was like a month-long thing.
So disgusting.
I know, it's so disgusting, but they would be, this is before anybody got busted with blow or anything. They'd be like, what kind of household is over there where Aaron Immoltz is making them SpaghettiOs? You need some YouTuber, you know, with 500 fans to cook your kids SpaghettiOs. And like, that was a narrative that was on the internet that was making me laugh, but then come to find out, it was actually much more sinister. Like, the parents weren't microwaving cans of SpaghettiOs. Apparently, I don't know. But
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to put the can in there.
So to your theory, that is true.
Dumbasses.
How to microwave a hot pocket. That's not that hard, even for a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
I figured
you
it
start
out
out with a lighter and under a spoon, right? And then, you know, the next step, learning how to cook a can of Chef Boyardee, something or other.
Okay.
Shouldn't be that hard. Not a big ass.
Wow.
That's exactly the correct way to handle that situation. And it's like with the entire internet saying EVS was blaming the children, like triple that. Like, there's definitely. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but that's the move. That's what I'd have done as well. Like lent into it even more. Before we wrap it up, I do want to do this troll on Urban Dictionary. Like, we'll write a new definition for felted. Like, and then we can call it a day. Oh, we did one before, didn't we? For div, it just popped up.
Yeah. Oh, did it? Nice.
Yeah. Oh, because we said that div was short for neurodivergent, and it like
Yeah, calling people divs is the new retard.
Yeah, Blobful says it must get exhausting for them to pretend Ethan isn't joking using dry, sarcastic humor. Well,
right?
Sturgis would never figure it out. Okay. Too dim. To be belting is to be bent over by a large and medium man who sucked on your hole while a random cokehead wanks in your
Oh my god.
Baby, help me. That's just to tie that in. I'll submit that on the next page. Okay, that's done. Like, we've added that.
There's an error.
Oh, yes. Wherever. Uh-oh. Okay, so the error is that I didn't actually use the word belted in the definition.
Nice.
Okay, so does anyone have anything they want to add before we wrap it up and throw to Piper for Jan's poem this week?
I've outsourced it.
No, nothing to add, anyone?
No. Oh, no, we're good.
No. All right, but thanks for watching, people who.
Oh, yeah, thanks, chat.
The chat are the real proletarians. Like that's who the revolution's for. All right, Piper, floor is yours.
It's okay because they said sorry. Cow was guilty of hate speech, false bum flagging. Just pay your taxes. A super maintenance worker. That's a sign you're doing good. He still didn't dox as many people as the post. Already gave her a knockabout. I'm big into etymology, allegedly. The 9-year-old is the dealer. I'd run up a tree. They turned the coke gay. It's not. It's not perfect science. Bad stuff and bad stuff. Even in America, they use metric with drugs and guns. Stop it. Get some help. Sweep job. I laughed when he read that. Those figures weren't antiques. 8 ball of this. Based. He'd kill himself with 2 bullets in the back of his head. I think he's talking about Girl Scouts. That would make me hard as a parent.
God.
Crackheads aren't clean. Sturgis will never figure it out. The end.
That was brilliant, yeah.